So we know the issues, we know about energy, we know about the border, we know Joe Biden doesn't know what he's doing. We know all that, we get all that. But why do this? Why do this here tonight with Legacy PAC? Because there's a whole lot of people who have the passion to save this country who need help getting off the ground.
The purpose of Legacy PAC is to save America. That's our mission. That's what we really want to do because America's worth saving.
I am by trade, I'm a cybersecurity engineer. Okay, so this is my first run in politics. We need more conservative Republicans standing up and fighting for the Constitution.
We're an America First PAC, and we want to promote and help our up-and-coming candidates, and we're going to be holding the line for President Trump.
I joined the Army at 17 years old. My first day at my first unit, which was 25th Infantry, was September 10th, 2001. So the next day was 9/11. And I spent about a total of a decade between Iraq and Afghanistan in country. So my country means everything to me. When I realized that if people like myself who don't want to be politicians don't start stepping up and taking these seats, that nothing's going to change, then I said, okay, I'll do it.
Who deserves to lead the people of this country more than those who serve this country? So I'm behind every one of them. So let's make sure we get more veterans into power. I'm all for it.
Remember why you're involved. We have to make sure people remain humble and not engage in self-glorification. You are here for one reason, and that is to save the country. Period. End of story.
And for those candidates who are looking uphill and wondering how, keep your head down, focus on the target, and outwork everybody. And I promise you, you're not gonna lose. You're either gonna win on election night or you change the game on election night. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much, Legacy PAC.
Thank you, Legacy PAC.
Under this administration, they have deliberately opened the border to fundamentally change the fabric of our country.
I'm Jared Craig with Legacy PAC. We are here at Eagle Pass, Texas, to bring attention to the border crisis, to educate the voters, the citizens of the United States, and the candidates running for federal office, the importance of a secure border.
And at Legacy PAC, we want to bring candidates here to the border to see it firsthand, because there is nothing like being here, seeing this. We saw women and children climbing over barbed wire. There is no reason why we cannot secure this border. There is no reason to keep this open. This is not humane. So we need to get Victor and all these other good America First candidates into office.
We at Legacy PAC depend on your donation and support to support these projects. And we can't do it without you. So please go on to legacypac.org and show your support.
I'm Jerry Craig with the Vet Voice. On behalf of Legacy PAC and Veterans for Trump, we're proud to announce our endorsement of Candy Massaroni, who is the incumbent State House of Kentucky representative for District 50. So Candy, thank you for coming on to the Vet Voice. We're here to endorse you, but I want you to speak to your voters about yourself and your background so they know who to vote for. They have all the things that they need to when they step up to the polls at the primary, and they know when to vote. So Candy, go ahead and talk to your voters.
Well, thank you. And I just want to let you know what an honor it is to be endorsed by your organization. It's a fabulous organization. Like you said, my name is Candy Massaroni. I am from Nelson County, Kentucky. I represent the 50th District. This is my first term in office, and I will be running for my second term. My principles have been on family and Constitution, and I've been fighting really hard for that. I've got 100 from the Family Foundation, 100%, which is Kentucky's premier social conservative Christian organization. And I've also got 100% from the Americans for Prosperity in Kentucky. I have been fighting against some of the things that constituents may not even know about with some of the super PACs in our area and some of the lobbyist organizations. I've stood up against bourbon, although we appreciate bourbon in our district. I think last year's House Bill 5 to do away with the taxes with the bourbon was a very big issue, and I fought really hard against that. Unfortunately, we did not win, but I am working on legislation and have filed legislation to lessen that impact on our communities. I have also stood for the children of Kentucky. Last year we passed Senate Bill 50, which was to prevent the mutilation of children. And also this year we were working on some diversity and equity and inclusion programs to make it fair across Kentucky for every college student. My main goal in running was I've never been a politician, but in 2020 things got a little crazy and I lost my job as a civil service employee for not taking the vaccine. And then I started going to my daughter's school board meetings and just asking the questions, why do we have masks on these children? So that's kind of what got me into it. And, you know, I will continue to fight for the future and the constitutional rights of our Kentucky citizens and the future of our children.
Well, I think that 2020 did a reset on a lot of people's priorities. The tone of the interest level of voters was very heightened because we were all forced home. We're all forced to see, and we were given the benefit of the time for self-reflection. And those of us that have been working so much had the time to stop and realize what's going on around us. How bad is it and how close it is to our children? I think you're one of very many who felt the need to jump off the sidelines and to do the job for the function of the job, not for self-promotion. So one of the things I was going to say was that state house races, we don't endorse a lot of people at state level. But as we're seeing the motion or the momentum going towards the MAGA or Make America Great Again, we're seeing a shifting in the power between the state houses and the federal government. And those of us that look at a smaller federal government see the natural impact of that of being your state house representatives touching the lives of their voters more than the federal should have ever been in the lives of the voters. So your focus on family, focus on education, that's right in line with the America First, starting with Kentucky First.
You know, I always say we all took an oath. All of us that served took an oath to our Constitution. And I honestly don't think an oath expires. And to see how far away we have gotten away from our constitutional values, if people like us, if people like veterans like us don't step up, our children's not going to have the same future that we've had and enjoyed. So.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time, the perception of how our children are going to have it compared to our childhood has a pessimistic forecast. And that's sad because we have more tools, we have more resources than we have ever before. And I believe they're just being misapplied. So thank you for fighting against the DEI bill that I think you were talking about in your just prior statement, and fighting back on, the wokeism, the total nonsense that we all experienced in 2020. Now, do you have any projects or legislation that's coming up that you wanted to call attention to?
Actually, I do want to talk about one thing we just passed through the House of Representatives was the school choice initiative that will put the school choice on the ballot for Kentuckians to get to vote on in November. So, I mean, I think it's really important. We have amazing public school teachers here in Kentucky and in my district. I mean, they're absolutely amazing. But I think every child and every parent should have a choice about where they are educated. I'm very much for the money following the child, not the institution. Another piece of legislation I have written this session was I think pedophilia and some of that stuff became very obvious. It's a problem even in Kentucky. So I wrote legislation to give judges an option to do the death penalty for people that sexually abuse minors under 12.
And those are coming up for votes on the November 5th ballot, is that correct?
Well, the school choice is my legislation on the pedophilia. It's still in the committee on committees within the House of Representatives. So
now, when is your primary election?
My primary is on May the 21st, and I really hope my voters come out and support me. They did last time. We got to fight to continue to protect our children and protect the principles of Kentucky.
Well, if voters wanted to find out between now and May 21st more about your campaign, hopefully volunteer their time and make donations, where would they go?
They would go to candy5050.com. Or you can go to Facebook at Candy Massaroni.
I was going to say you have social media out there too.
I
It's a
do.
great
And
tool.
I'm on X, which is Candy Massaroni also.
Well, the thing is, with all these different avenues, there's so many platforms. We want to give platforms to the America First candidate. We're proud to endorse you. Thank you for stepping up off the sidelines in 2020 and taking the leap into the fire from the frying pan. And stick with it, because I think District 50 relies on a good representative like you to keep their rights, liberties, and freedoms and their future as we move forward.
Thank you so much.